Hey, what's up, guys? Quick video, just quick. So, getting back to the comics. My channel started out as basically comic commentary, in the vein of your boy Zach, in the vein of just some guy, uh, um, in the vein of comics. Rorschach, shout out to Rorschach. What I'm saying is that it's interesting and to show you the things that have changed so much, right? You know, the vibe, the so-called vibe shift, everything where like now you're confiscate people if they're not greedy capitalist pigs who don't even produce any product or have switched to the other side because they're jealous of the success of others who are far more popular, like the critical drinker or the neurotic. You know, the whole, oh, the woke go broke. It seems like such naive, like more simpler times back then. So, but the thing, like in terms of the comics, right? Obviously, one of the big things is DC, right? DC has finally overtaken Marvel finally when it doesn't really matter. In terms of sales, of course, the industry is always an issue. I only have this to say, and this won't be a long vid, I promise. The I'm looking at the comics. It's pretty much all the same stuff. Same politics, same writers, and this is the big thing with DC. You had all the writers that your boy Zach used to go against, and then DC just hired them. So, in terms of the disrespect I have for the comic industry, I could really go back, but at least they produced interesting things. You always had liberal, left of center people. You always had people not getting paid enough. The whole idea of page rates and everything still being the same, if not less. There's a reason why you have a 20-page comic and not what you used to have, 32 pages or 26 pages or whatever. Okay, a very simple thing in terms of economics, right? But all that aside, we'll just go through, and we still see now they have the major thing that DC has done, the absolute universe, which is essentially their version of this Ultimates universe that you had at Marvel, where it's like a different universe with the characters in a more gritty, realistic, darker, blah blah blah. Right? But at least you had guys like Mark Millar writing those. Right? Mark Millar, I gotta give a shout out to. Interesting writer, one of the UK writers. Diversifies his stuff. He's not a one note dude like Garth Ennis, although they have also been fairly successful beyond comics. But Mark Millar pays his people good. He has the money, he has the capital, right, to do that. I like how he says, "Yeah, I'll go to an artist and say, what's DC and Marvel gonna pay you, and I'll give you like 3 times as much." Yeah, I like that. So, any video with him, check it out. He has a cool channel too. But anyway, you go through here, the DCKO thing is going on. It's like it's supposed to be like dark, like remember Dark Knight's Metal. Remember that where Scott Snyder is trying to get some kind of thing going, where somehow there's gonna be like a match, like a tournament between the heroes and villains of DC, but you'll have heroes fighting heroes. Right? It's fun. It's interesting. Just like Dark, Knight's Metal was. But you look at the writers, of course, Mark Waid. I don't really, I don't want to read stuff from the people that we've seen be, pretty reprehensible human beings all the time. This guy, Jeremy Adams, this guy is a good writer. Thinking Critical, who's now pretty much the comics critique channel, in my estimation. They did a interview with her. You see all the same people going, "Oh, you have this. Oh, the controversial. This one with the threat of white supremacy." And of course, this Batman in the absolute universe, he kills. So it's basically just uh, a a scarecrow, straw man, ad infinitum, being done again. Or okay, you gotta understand the culture of these people, of these comic people. Comic book people are always left of center. Okay, always. Um, that got taken over and pushed around, and everyone was a white supremacist. Was hilarious. You never had a more liberal, open-minded person than a comic book nerd who was a white man, of very low status, right? And still, it wasn't it wasn't enough. So, the absolute. This is the absolute Wonder Woman. Right? She has the tattoos. You have the you still have these boots, goth boots. Yeah, but in terms of like you look at the same guys, Jeff Lemire, right? Al Ewing, Matt Fraction, G. Willow Wilson. I'm not picking on. Oh, you're picking on these people. Come on, I'm just saying. Kelly Thompson. Pretty much, all the people that were writing all the comics that spawned Comicsgate. G. Willow Wilson. There you go. That is Tom Taylor. Just Dan Slott. Erica Henderson. Anyway, so and you look at the stories, and it's still the same. Nothing has changed. There's no vibe shift. Comics are not better now. It's just you gotta stop. You gotta stop. So, Jeremy Adams, I would argue, is good. Scott Snyder was always decent for what it was, but it's all just bullshit. They never changed. Okay, and I'll say it again, like I said years ago in that video. Okay, which has it's the most prescient video on this matter. None of this is ever going to change, okay? Because the individual creator and writer, okay, if you look at the history of comics, are as unimportant as who hires the person, who's the editor who allows this stuff, who cuts the check for this in a corporation. Okay, these are the people that your boy Zach and just some guy, you get caught up just like most things in like politics. You get caught up in personalities, and this one's a dick, and this one says this, and the slop, controversy, okay, reflective, and you don't have these things until corporate people put this on you. I keep saying that. Okay, it's capitalism. Oh, and even more than that, or even reflective of these things. Okay, in the material sense, because there's always more than the material. You're in a dying culture. Okay? You're in a post modern culture where the people who write and these things do not experience or know any of these things. Okay, they don't have the breadth, the weight of years, the weight of history on them. So you get the things that you get. Now you can say, well, these are freaking comics, man. They should be they shouldn't be so important. It's all politics. Everything is politics. Okay, that's one of the things the left was right about. Actually more of the things that the left was right about. It's all about politics. Your culture, everything's all about that. So anyway, all right. I think that's enough of the comics. DCKO itself is fun. The tie-ins, as usual, are mixed. DFC Sons, I would recommend KO. I think it's pretty good. So Scott Snyder, like I said, his stuff is decent. It's like, hey man, we're trying to make cool comics, dude. But anyway, nothing. What I see on the stands, nothing has changed, other than they're scraping every little bottom of the barrel IP they can. I saw they had a comic of what's his name, Dynamite. It's like, wow, man. You guys are really, I think that 80s nostalgia, I think it's finally gone. So, all right, man. Later, guys. More comics coming. Yeah, Shocktober's over. I can't even remind me anything. Novel November is here. I don't know.